Hey, Steve Jolly with the Home Buying Skills Channel. On today's show, we're going to talk about 10 things they don't tell you about new homes for sale. Are you ready to get started? Let's get to business. First thing I want to talk about is the amount of time the builder has to finish your home. And in many cases, they have a long time. And in Tennessee, most builders give themselves up to 2 years to complete your home. So that means you have no control over when you move in because they're going to want to close as soon as that home is complete. Here's the number 2 thing you need to know. Not all builders guarantee the price at closing. That's right. You may end up paying way more than you thought at closing if prices go up, if labor goes up, if the things that you wanted to buy they couldn't find and they had to replace them with more expensive items. All that can factor in to the final cost of your home. So you need to read that contract very carefully and make sure you know what you're going to pay and make sure you know whether the builder is going to guarantee his price or not. Now, many times on a custom home, they're definitely not going to guarantee the price. So keep that in mind whether you're building a custom home or you're buying a spec home. Now, the number 3 thing you're going to want to know is that builders can change out your selections at any time if for some reason they can't get them. Now, usually the contract's going to read they have to replace it with an item that is equal to or better than the item that you originally selected. And while that sounds okay, it may not be exactly what you selected. So it may not have the same look that you desire, and it may be not exactly what you want. And it is 100% out of your control. The number 4 thing they don't tell you about buying a new home is that you will pay a premium for that new home. And that's because the public puts a value on new construction and they're willing to pay as much as 10% higher for a new home than a used home that's exactly the same. So if you're trying to save money in a brand new neighborhood, you might want to look at resales, homes that were built a year or 2 ago that may be on the market. They're probably going to be less expensive than the new homes coming out on the market today. The number 5 thing that most people don't tell you about new construction is that most builders will not negotiate on the price of the home. They simply refuse to do that, and for a good reason. The reason they don't do that is because they can't negotiate wildly with everybody that buys a home because the people that paid more are going to be so mad about the people that paid less. And in most places, that information is public record. So builders will not negotiate on the price for that reason. Now, they may negotiate on some other things like closing costs or upgrades, but they're probably not going to negotiate on price. The number 6 thing most people don't tell you about in new construction is the notice of completion. And that's a legal document that gets filed by the builder that lets all of his vendors know, hey, this home is complete, and if you don't give me an invoice within 10 days, I don't necessarily have to pay you. So it's a notice to everybody in the world that the builder is calling all invoices. So that has to be filed because what happens if the builder doesn't file that and then all of a sudden 6 months down the road after you've moved in the house, some vendor comes back and says, I haven't gotten paid. That could be a lien against your home and you don't want that. So make sure that notice of completion gets filed in a timely manner in your area as required by law. The number 7 thing you guys need to know that most people won't tell you about new construction is that many builders won't allow you to change selections, especially if they've already picked them out and it's a spec home or a home they built on speculation. They may not be able to give you that home at the same price if you start changing things up. There's a lot of good reasons for that. One, when changes start happening, mistakes happen and mistakes are costly. Another reason why is they may have already pre-bought all the materials for those homes and they bought similar materials for several homes, so they were able to get that at a discount. So that's why some builders aren't going to allow you to make changes or selections once the process gets started, or sometimes even at all. The number 8 item that they don't always tell you about on new home sales is that you need to read that contract front to back, and you need to make sure you understand it before you sign. That is so important. And here's why, because if something happens and you get into an argument with the builder and it goes to mediation or court, they're going to look at that contract, and whatever it says, that's how they're going to place their judgment. So you need to understand it so you're on the right side of the law if the shiz hits the fan. Now, the ninth thing they don't always tell you about new home sales is about special programs like Heroes programs. Now, a Hero program is usually a special discount they give to nurses or firefighters or doctors or police officers or people that work on the front lines of our nations and cities. Many times, builders will give these people an extra incentive or an extra discount in order to buy a home in their neighborhood. It's their way of giving back to the community and helping these people find a more affordable home. And the 10th thing they don't always tell you about new home construction is make sure that you budget for things that are not included by the builder. Now, there might be things that the builder is not going to put in your home that you're going to want. And they might be things like towel bars or blinds or maybe even a refrigerator. Whatever it is, you're going to want to know what's not included and what you're going to have to buy so that you can include that in your budget so you're not left holding the bag looking silly at the closing table. Thank you for watching this video on the housing market. If you liked it, click the like button to let us know you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer each and every one of them. And be sure to subscribe and hit the like button so you never miss another episode. Take care and have a great day.